Welcome everybody to Apex Racing TV and Facebook Live for this, the BSRTC Showdown here in Autodromo Nazionale Monza in Italy. Good evening everybody, I'm Andrew Woodhouse, and as usual I'm joined here for the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship by Alex Simpson. And Alex, well, we were here for the MX-5s the other night and that provided some great action. This is the third race of the week for us at Monza, and I'm sure this one is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It was fantastic last night. Well, not last night. Tuesday night. God, I get my days out. In the MX-5s, and I think we're going to have a very, very similar meeting to tonight. So, in many ways, I think it's going to be quite like Watkins Glen we had just a week ago. So, if you enjoyed that show, stick around. This will be good.
Oh yeah, we enjoyed it as well, and I think we're going to see some more of the same today. Wojciech Vidovic leads the championship then by 55 points over Stelian Czepelewski. David Baker lies third, he's got 180 points to make up.
Similar
Dan Kraft minus
tonight.
196, so Nico Foggy 214, Michael Hall 222, Richard Gore 239, and then Pete Harrod, Sven Glatzel, Ben Hackerson, George Simmons, Alex Smolensky, Ash Sutton and Jake Black all round out the 14 contenders. In the AM category, Stephen Baxter leads the way by 68 points, and then it's Ross McFarlane. Sorry, that's Roy Verke in second place, Ross McFarlane in third, Laura Bond fourth, Thorsten Helgeson in fifth, then it's Max Wright, Stuart Atkinson and John Roberts. And in the Teams Championship, well, it's Apex Racing leading by 262 points over CQRS line, then it's Race Hub in third, Pro Sim in fourth, and in the Amateur Teams Championship, it's Boosted Motorsports in the lead with 51,524 points. Sounds like a lot of points, Alex, but they're only 197 points ahead of... only 203 points ahead of Northern Lights Racing. So, yeah, it could be still up for grabs.
Yeah, it's quite close, I think. So, still, a bad meeting. Going to break it apart. We've still got, 4 meetings left of this, so...
Yeah.
There's
12 races.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of points on the table and a lot of points to lose.
This is there's according to the official standing sheet, we've had 111 races so far this season out of 131. So I'm sure there aren't not that many meetings left. Surely, I think you're right. I think there's only 4 meetings left. Well, they need to change that then on the thing. But there's 4 races in each race meeting. Of course, in the BSRTC, all the races will be 8 laps tonight, and run probably in a variety of conditions. Races 2, 3, and 4 will be decided by the reverse grid wheel, while, as per usual, race 1 decided by the 10-minute qualifying session, and that's currently checkered flags out, Alex, in qualifying, and it's Wojciech Vidovic leading the championship and leading the way in qualifying in the battle for pole position.
Yeah, very good qualifying time for him so far. He's got his teammate on front row with him as well, Jamie Fluke, in for I think Andres Katz tonight again, so playing the reserve role. And then Glatzel in third and Baxter in fourth. So the AM Championship leader having a good qualifier here as well. Fanatec looking very, very quick with 2 cars on the second row.
That's their best qualifying performance of the season for sure. Glatzel and Baxter. Ross McFarlane in 5th for Northern Lights Racing. We've seen some names near the front that definitely, we're getting used to them being at the front, let's face it. Looking at there's still some drivers out there actually on laps. Kip Stevens looks like one of those. He's currently down in 29th place, so he needs something here. On the final lap, let's see what he does. He comes out of Parabolica. Is he going to finish the lap, or is he into the pits? He's lifting off, and that's going to be an aborted final lap for Kip Stevens. So, go to the starting grid then. We'll take you through that, as we have a grid of 51 cars tonight. It should be absolutely crazy. So, Vidovic on pole with Fluke in second, Glatzel third, Baxter fourth, then McFarlane in fifth, and then Daniel Kraft in P6 for CQR, then Foggy in 7th, Harrod 8th, Baker 9th, and Czepelewski in 10th. Ross Balfour makes his return to the series in 11th, Michael Hall is 12th with Richard Gore 13th, 14th for Bunn, and 15th for Sakovic. Hunt in 16th, Ahead of Roberts, Cunniff, Smith and Hackerson. That's the top 20. Then 21st is Laidler, Brian Holmes in 22nd, Davis in 23rd, Newman 24th, McNally 25th, Woodhouse 26th, Wright in 27th, and then Vlad Zańczkowski in 28th. Kip Stevens is 29th. 30th will be Jamie Ayres, David Crozier in 31st, Andrew Whitehead 32nd. And then the drivers that fell foul of the stewards, it looks like last week, they are in order: Smolensky, Thompson, Melcher, Blackhall, Freitas, Bond, Deemer, Simmons, Ververke, Sutton, Rizzo, Blake, Everett, Graham, Helgeson, Murray, Malcolm front, and Stuart Atkinson will be starting at the back. Alex, I've never seen so many drivers with
No, me neither.
possibly starting with the penalties.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. As you were just reading that, I couldn't believe that list. So, yeah, nuts.
It will, of course, have helped the drivers who did qualify get a bit more space on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Which,
there's a couple of... I'm at it again already. There's...
What have you done?
No, absolutely. I told you I'm getting bad with that, so I need to...
Oh, absolutely. Indeed.
Yeah, so... the quick guys have obviously got a bit of a buffer, so the mid pack are going to worry. I think what we might end up seeing though is a race a bit more similar to like a race 2 of the night.
Yep.
So it might be a little bit more chaotic out there.
Here we go then. Ready for the start. Round 1 of the evening, the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship is underway here at Monza. Good start by Fluke off the inside of the front row. Not the best one by Savinovic, and what they're going to have to do here, they have to be really careful going through because there's no first chicane, Alex.
Straight through, and yeah, that's first chicane's always a bit of a troublesome with so many cars, but I think it's not going to be that easy.
And it's
as we approach the first corner now.
And it's now going to be the Curva della Roggia that's the trouble spot, as it usually is. Drivers braking from over 150 miles an hour into the Roggia. There's a bit of contact, I can hear it. Some people are guaranteed to get slowdowns here as well. We have to remember that. They have to stay within the track limits, otherwise they will drop down, and that will be their race pretty much run. Look at the dust and the dirt that's getting kicked up by all the cars in the midfield and at the back as well.
Yeah, absolutely crazy, just like a plume that they're having to drive through. Of course, the track conditions carry over. Problem for Matthew Bunn, he looks like he may be dropping connection or something. But yeah, the track conditions carry over, don't they, from the practice session. So all of the gravel and dust that's been pulled onto the circuit is all there for this race. So that's why we see that like that.
Wojciech Savinovic is really hanging it all out through the Ascari chicane. Really late on the brakes, using as much of the inside of the course as he can. He's stretching away the advantage over Jamie Fluke to half a second now. Sven Glatzel is trying to hang on in third, and Stephen Baxter has dropped down the order. Actually, he's not in fourth anymore. It is Ross McFarlane, then it's Kraft, and then it's Baxter down in sixth place. So not the best start for Fanatec, but definitely been worse ones. The slipstream in the Kia, Alex, it's not quite as strong as it is in the Mazda, but still it should be you should be able to stay with the car in front if you're within about 8-9 tenths of a second from it. Maybe a bit more.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Maybe, yeah, like you say, I think it's about 1.2, isn't it? Something like that. But I don't think they get quite the pull that you get from the Mazdas. We're just seeing Baxter couldn't quite get tucked in behind Kraft, and of course subsequently loses the draft somewhat because Kraft just moved over quite cheekily in the down the straight because he felt like he might come under pressure from Baxter.
And that's Harrod.
Sensible.
Sorry, Alex. Harrod, he hit the curb really hard. Went into Stelin Chepelevsky and almost collected Baker as well.
Yeah, it seems okay. Stillian's connection was a bit blinky there, was it? Or is it? Oh no, that's Matt Bunn in the background, sorry.
We've lost Martin front, we've lost Stuart Atkinson, they must have come together. They started on the back row together. Dennis Melcher started from the pits, is 40 seconds behind. Davidovic, Fluke, Glatzel, McFarlane, Kraft. And then it's Foggy, and then Baxter. And off goes Chepelevsky.
Harrod and Chippy having great old battle out there right now. Baker wants to get involved in that as well, see if he can get the run on Stellion in towards the Parabolica. Of course, his sister car is in front of him.
Yeah, Matt Vaughn blinking around in about 12th position at the moment. Harrod and Chepelewski side by side. The 3 wide in the background, actually. John Roberts and 37, which is Dan Hunt, and 42, which is Nathan Davis. You've got to be smart out there tonight. You've got to have that brain engaged. You've got to treat it almost as a chess match, because you cannot make a rash move, because if you do, you might just end up dropping down 5 or 10 positions in.
That's it, yeah, there's a couple of sort of gaps as well. A couple of groups appeared now, so you've got to be sensible. You don't want to lose the pack that you're in, so you fall into the clutches of the second group. So, oh, Brian Hogan's problem for him. He's tumbling down the order right now. Let me see if I can. Oh, he's clicking so. Well, see if we can see what that was all about.
He's just gone, has he?
Might have been just a simple drop, yeah.
I think he may have just gone. I couldn't find him in the pits or anywhere on the track, so I think he crashed Brian Holmes.
Yeah, just a simple disconnection. Suddenly disappeared from the server, so that's unfortunate. Glatzel now very, very close to the tail of Jamie Fluke. McFarlane doing a great job on the back of these guys as well. They're slowly driving away from Kraft, who's leading up that second group as well.
It's received throughput for Brian Holmes.
Yeah, that's a shame.
For those who are new to the British Sim Racing Touring Car Championship, new to sim racing, welcome. Yeah, that's just basically a disconnection, so just a technical issue basically. So we have our technical issues as well in sim racing, and those are usually hardware, software failures, and all sorts, really, aren't they? You name it. In fact, if you want a list, ask Colin Cunniff. He's got them all.
Yeah, Colin knows about them all. He's experienced a wide variety. Side by side then,
Sorry,
for
Colin.
5th place in the background, that is Dan Kraft and Nicole Foggy. Foggy definitely got the run. Baxter tucked up behind these guys.
Side by side for second place as well. They were momentarily, but no longer. Through the Curva Grande, and Glatzel's looking on the outside here. Luke's having to position his car in the middle. Oh, he drifts across a little bit. Almost puts the German onto the grass.
Oh, it takes a lot of the curb there as well, doesn't it?
That was pushing it a little bit from Fluke, I think. And that's McFarlane, AM driver, highest placed AM contender in 4th position. He lies at the moment in the actual AM category in 3rd place, 136 points behind Baxter, but Baxter's having a decent run. He's in 7th place at the moment, so he's not going to be gaining a lot, even though he is so high up the field.
I have to say the margin between the AM and the Pro drivers has somewhat closed this year.
I think it's been a fantastic season in terms of the actual skill of the drivers. I think the standard, especially in the midfield, has gone up. The midfield has just clawed its way closer and closer to the front, I think.
Yeah, let's hope it carries on in that sort of direction as well. It just makes the racing all the more exciting.
We won't know where to look next year then.
It's bad enough. It's bad enough now, to be honest.
Oh, a lot of understeer for McFarlane in Parabolica. He just did not get the car under control as he wanted. The front end washed out and he ended up nearly running off the track on the outside, but he manages to maintain it. Lost about half a second, which is not what he wanted really. He's now 0.7 of a second behind Sven Glatzel. Who have we lost so far? We've lost Josh Thompson as well. I don't really know where that's happened. Colin Cunniff is also in the pits. Looks like there's a crash. Woodhouse and Zion Tchaikovsky. It wouldn't surprise me actually, Alex, if that was a big pile up between the lot of them, because they were running in similar positions.
Yeah, what happened to Colin? Do we know?
I've no idea, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have a little look.
Because Vlad has gone as well, hasn't he? So, yeah, that's...
I might be able to get the Cunniff one. Let's see.
Side by side, Robert Graham and Lee Deemer.
Oh, all I saw
sorry,
was
Dave Crozier and Lee Deemer, sorry.
I didn't see what happened, because I can only see so many cars, but what I did see is I saw Colin Cunniff upside down in the gravel trap on the exit of the Curva della Roggia, so he must have been hit at the mud.
Yeah.
He must have hit someone anyway. So got a few people in there. We saw one. We saw Ramwar Smith on his roof there on Tuesday night.
Yeah, easy to happen. So Stellions closed up the gap to Baxter now as well. So that group's formed back up somewhat. Ross Balfour at the back of it's unfortunately just sort of fallen off, and there's a sort of a group behind him as well. So
good to see Balfour back out there actually. After he missed. I think he turned up initially like for the first meeting or something, and then didn't bother maybe for most of the rest of it. But no, it's good to see him out there. He's a quick driver, is Ross, and a good one. And just quickly on Wojciech Savinovic, 21 wins so far this season, and well, it'll be really hoping for number 22 here. Impressive, really. When we've done 111 races, Wojciech Savinovic has won nearly a fifth of them.
yeah, he's had another fantastic season. I don't think anyone would deny that. You know, he's definitely the probably the quickest driver. I think only person who comes close is, well, not close actually. I think would equal is Sutton, but Wojciech just has that sort of extra consistency, doesn't he? That seems to gain him all those points. You know, he doesn't get the as many disqualifications. If
he's only had, I will tell you, I've got that stats here. Yeah. Actually, Savinovic only 3 disqualifications and 5 DNFs in the whole season, which is pretty impressive, really.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
Sutton, meanwhile, actually, is up into 21st place. He's just been hit though, and that's by Kip Stevens and Alex Smolensky, kind of a tandem offence by.
Oh God, whacked again, and yep.
Oh yeah, Stevens into Sutton, and I think well, that's not particularly subtle down at the bottom of the field, but we'll see what happens there. As they go towards Ascari, he's going to go again. I think is Kip, is he?
That's that sort of mid-pack, you know, drivers coming through. What happens, I think, on a regular basis. So
McNally just behind. The Youth Energy car, he looks quick.
I have to say, I would like to see. I mean, I know Sutton's got a very important day job to do now, you know, in defending his title for next year. But I'd love to see him have a proper run at the championship and see if he can win the overall, you know,
all he needs.
Points. Just that consistency in finishing those races, and he'd be there. It'd be fantastic. Battle Glatzel for second place.
Sorry, I'm not quite there. 2 seconds. There we go. Glatzel. Yeah, in Curva Grande again, he gets a nice run and just can't get close enough for a look on Jamie Fluke, who's doing a fantastic job, really, of keeping Glatzel behind, but Glatzel's going to try the inside. Fluke was slow off of the Curva della Roggia. And Glatzel's got a great exit. Here he goes. This is going to be the move. Sven Glatzel. Fully alongside. He just needs to throw it into second Lesmo here. I didn't quite commit to it, Alex, and that allowed Fluke to go around the outside.
That's it, yeah.
That's to really throw that in there and not give Fluke a chance to come back.
And I think always as well, you could see that Wojciech was looking, making sure that
Fluke's
he placed his car
around a bit, I have to say. He's blocking slightly, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean that's the rear gunner role, isn't it, kind of thing. As long as he's not like.
He's making more than one move though. That's the only thing, unfortunately.
I'm not sure there's any real fast rules in the series about one move. That's the thing. That's a very F1 rule, isn't it?
Racing, isn't it?
I think as long as he's not reacting to what Glatzel's doing behind him.
No, he's not reacting.
That's where we get the blocking rule.
But now there's
good run though from Glatzel this time.
Sorry, now there's nearly going to be 3 wide with Ross McFarlane as he's coming alongside. Going to be coming alongside both of them, I think, at the end of this straight.
Yeah, it's interesting. Jamie still has the slipstream of Wojciech and McFarlane.
He sees the middle.
McFarlane needs to stay where he is, really. He's got the AM win wrapped up here, hasn't he? If he just stays in for 1 or 2 more points, is not going to help him too much in that AM championship. But
he is a racing driver, though. If he wants to, if he sees the middle, he might try it.
Well, he decided not to.
The door open. Here comes Glatzel. He's going to surely. Under braking, snaking around. Fluke's missed the chicane. And he's nudged Glatzel into the gravel slightly. Here comes McFarlane. McFarlane's through to third. There's a good battle going on between Foggy and Kraft as well. Behind, that's for 5th and 6th. And Kraft staying ahead just, and Stallion Chepelevsky's got into 7th. Ahead of Baxter, then Baker. There's no candlestick maker, but Pete Harrod is at the back end of this group.
Yeah. We're on the final lap as well, half a lap to go. So it's go time for everybody now.
Look how close that second group is together, though.
Fantastic.
They're not giving each other any room. But there's no contact, and that's the... Well, not yet, anyway. Let's face it. Still time. We're on the last lap. Wojciech Svidovic, it looks like he's got this one in the bag. Going towards the Parabolica then for the final time. Started on pole. It was a fantastic qualifying session by Svidovic, and he's going to come through, and he's driven a measured race. A bit of help from Jamie Fluke. He's come through the final corner then. And Wojciech Svidovic is going to take round 112.
Yeah, good opening night for him. Jamie in second. McFarlane didn't go for that 3 wide and got himself a 3rd place because of it as well. So top driving from him. Kraft holds on for 5th place. And I think it was Foggy. It was do you know what? You're going to have to read those standings. They are far too close for me to judge based on
it was
on these timing screens.
It was Kraft, Cheppy, Foggy, Baxter, Baker within half a second. Then we're still going down the field. It's still going on, actually. Great, Dima, Crozier. Yeah, look at this lot. Dima, Crozier, and Helgeson, I think, as well, is it? No, it's not. It's Whitehead and Roy Ververke. I think we're just waiting on Dennis Melcher. Here he comes. Start from the pits, Melcher, and 51 seconds behind. That's not such a bad effort, but he puts himself in a good position for the reverse grid pole, which Alex is going to find out for us in just a minute or two's time. I'm going to take you through the finishing order then for round 112. Wojciech Svidovic takes the win number 22 of the season for the reigning champion. Jamie Fluke in 2nd place on reserve duty for Apex Racing UK. Ross McFarlane in 3rd, and a terrific performance by the Scotsman. I believe that might be his best race 1 performance. Sven Glatzel in 4th, 5th for Daniel Kraft, 6th for Stalin Chepelevsky, Nico Foggy in 7th, and 8th for 8th for Stephen Baxter. David Baker finishes 9th. It's an upside down 6, so I suppose it's something. Pete Harrod in 10th, 11th for Ross Balfour, the Northern Irishman, as he comes back into the series. Michael Hall in 12th, caps again another solid performance. Paul Smith in 13th from 19th on the grid. He'll be very pleased with that, I reckon. The Yorkshireman Matthew Bunn in 14th, despite a poor connection. Ben Hackerson, who used to have a poor connection, now doesn't, up to 15th. Dan Hunt in 16th, Rusty Laidler in 17th, Richard Gore 18th, 19th Pete Newman, and Adam McNally in 20th. And George Simmons up from 40th on the grid after a penalty to 21st place. I thought it was a bit unfortunate actually to receive a penalty, but I'm not usually allowed an opinion anymore. Ash Sutton up 20 places to 22nd. Kip Stevens in 23rd. Good drive again from him. Nathan Davis in 24th. 25th for Alex Smolensky. And Alex Everett in 26th. Up 19 spots for the Welsh driver. Miguel Freitas in 27th. John Roberts 28th. Magic Sakovic 29th. Those two went backwards a bit. Laura Bond in 30th. Michael Blake up 13 positions to 44th. Rob Graham up 14 positions to 46th. Dave Crozier 33rd, ahead of Scott Malcolm, who gained 15 places. Roy Verke in 35th place. Lee Deemer in 36th. Andrew Whitehead 37th. Thorstein Helgeson gained 9 spots to 38th. Jamie Ayres in 39th. And Dennis Melcher, as we said, 40th. The cars 1 lap down were Lon Murray, Jake Blackhall and Max Wright, so they'll be eligible for the reverse grid pole. Cesare Rizzo unfortunately won't, because he's finished 2 laps down. Vlad Zańczkowski was 5 laps down, as was Woodhouse, as was Cunniff, who ended up on his roof. Holmes in 48th place, 6 laps down. Josh Thompson, 49th, 50th for Martin Front. And Stuart Atkinson, 51st. There's no Adam Bath this week, Alex, and I can see why. He wanted to avoid reading out 51 cars, I reckon.
That's it. Yeah, he knew what he was doing there, didn't he?
I think so. Reverse grid time, mate. Wheel of Fortune. Now, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be on pole position. If we have a full, it will reverse 43 cars.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit crazy. Let's bring the wheel up and
It could also be a small one of 20 seconds, so we'll see.
here we go.
Sutton will be hoping for 22nd.
26, I think is the lowest we can get. And we might even get that as well. Oh, it's going to be close. No, we do. 26th place.
Alex Everett, well, those 19 positions gained in race 1 have managed to be very lucrative for him, because that's reversed him onto pole position. So he'll start alongside Alexander Smolensky with Nathan Davis in 3rd, Kip Stevens in 4th, and Ash Sutton in 5th. So, yeah, it proves, Alex, that gaining some places in race 1 definitely pay some dividends later on.
Yeah, that's just the beauty of the reverse grid, isn't it? Actually, you know, some good progress in the first race can make all the difference and really change your evening for you. So, yeah, good driving.
That's it. I will point out as well, just one thing quickly before we go. Adam Bath's not here, of course, as I mentioned, but cars that started in the top 10 that finished there, all of them.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Never had that, have we?
I don't think we have, and he's not here to see it.
Yeah.
So you know, never mind. But that was good anyway. In fact, I have to say the top 12 all finished pretty much in the top 12 where they started. So very interesting stuff. All right then. So there's 3 more races to come here tonight here on Apex Racing TV as the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship Showdown continues, and we'll join you back here at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza at the other side of this advert break.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Come back to Monza, the Apex Racing TV, the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. We're live on the grid, and Alex Simpson is going to take you through the start of the race.
Yeah, looking forward to this second one. Decent reverse grid, not as big as we've seen of recent weeks, but still sizable enough. Everybody takes to the circuit this time as well. No one's starting from the pit lane. That's all going to be good. Few people had some connection issues getting in there, Andrew, ourselves included as well. So we have got 50 cars registered, but whether or not, I don't think we've got everyone on the grid though, that's for sure. Certainly haven't, and I think, have they aborted it? Sorry guys here, we're not really sure what's going on. They must have aborted it.
So we've had so everyone's decamping, are they?
Yeah, exactly, and just gone crazy.
Right,
I was a bit concerned, there was a lot of people still missing from the session, and so yeah, they're just all gone a bit nuts off of the grid. So
well, should we go on to another break then?
I was about to say, what we will do is head straight back to another break and come back in with the new session. We'll see shortly.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV, the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. We do apologise for the delays. There's a problem, it seemed, with the session. Still quite a lot of drivers, as Alex mentioned before that commercial break, couldn't get into the session, so only fair that a new session begins. And yeah, we go again for race 2. And Alex, we should be starting in just a few minutes' time. They're going to advance the session, I think, once everybody's in.
Yeah, we're here in once they reach the 10-minute mark, they should advance it. So, looks like everybody's there. 50 people registered. Didn't we have 51? I did see that one person was lingering in the other server, so don't know who that is. But
was Laura Bond in the other server, but she's back. She's in this one.
oh, she's in this one now. Fine.
I don't
Okay.
really know who that is, but
Well, let's hope it's yeah. Let's hope it's no one driving around thinking, yeah, I'm winning this race.
yeah. Wojciech Svidovic, I'll just say that Wojciech Svidovic extended his championship lead in race 1 and not got a terrible sort of task ahead of him, really, has he? Only 26 cars reversed.
Yeah, I mean, that's, to be fair, for the guys who win the first race, that's what they want. You know, as small as reverse as they could possibly get, they're in a good position. You know, they'll try and go towards the front. You know, they'll try and get a top 10 out of this one. I think when they have
realistically push up there, can't they? From
that's
that
it.
position?
Yeah, exactly. I think when they have the larger grids that are reversed, you know, it's kind of more sensible for them just to sort of head around that sort of 25th place, because then they've got a chance of getting a good result in the in the next race kind of thing. So. But I think we'll see them try and push forward to the very, very front. So this the thing. There's so many different ways to drive this championship. It's not just about obviously getting to the front of every single race and winning every race. There's the points elements to it as well, and it's very tactical, isn't it? In so many ways.
Yeah, indeed it is, and I think we've got. I wonder if the session be advanced, I guess, then, in a second. I reckon that was our cue. We had Kip Stevens in the booth, but no word from him, which I'm not really that surprised about. But
he runs away like a little chicken, doesn't he, when we're live on air? So
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, but I think the session's going to be advanced any minute. Any minute now, so... yeah, hopefully we're going to get... They're just checking that everybody's in the session. And we're going to get going. So yeah, apologies once again, viewers. But got to get everybody in. It's an important time of the season, the showdown. Here's the advancement. And a few seconds left until we go down to the grid then. For round 113 of the season. Right then. Here we go. Let's take you through... the starting grid. It is Alex Everett on pole, who's reversed from 26th on the grid. Alex Smolensky alongside him. Then Nathan Davis in 3rd, Kip Stevens in 4th. Sutton is 5th with Simmons in 6th. McNally 7th, Newman 8th, Gore 9th and Laidler 10th. Hunt 11th, 12th Hackerson, 13th Bunn, 14th Smith, 15th for Hall. Then it's Balfour, Harrod, Baker, Baxter and Foggy in the top 20. Chepelevsky, Kraft, Glatzel, McFarlane, Fluke, Savidovic in 26th. Freitas, Roberts, Sakovic, Bond, Blake, Graham, Crozier, Malcolm, Ververke, Deemer, Whitehead, Helgeson is 38th, Ayres 39th, 40th Melcher, 41st Murray, then Blackhole, Wright, Rizzo, Woodhouse in 45th, Cunniff, Holmes, Thompson front, and Atkinson is 50th. Alright then. Let's see who's going to take the win in round 113. Just a few seconds now until the red lights come on here at Monza for the second time tonight. Here we go. Red lights are on. And the green light is on. It's a poor start from Everett. It's a good one by Smolensky. It's already drawing alongside the Welshman to go towards where the Ritterfield chicane would normally be. It's a straight run through there then, as they miss out the first chicane, and Curva Grande is the first corner. The first proper corner, Alex, is the Curva della Roggia. That's where they're going to be careful.
Yeah, you say that. They have to have a little lift and brake into Curva Grande, so it's a genuine first corner, especially when the colder conditions hit the track here as well. Cars will get a little bit light as they'll brake pretty heavily down and into...
oh, Smolensky's missed the Roggia. That's his race over.
Yeah, that's a huge penalty. That would be.
That's his race over.
concertina effect into the chicane as well. There's a couple of people skipped it on the inside as well.
And the reason why we say Smolensky's race is over is he's going to have a massive slowdown.
Oh, yeah,
Look at that, he cut the course, and that's 20th place, 25th, already 30th. Look at that, he's just well and truly knackered by that slowdown. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up. I'll be honest with you, news for him.
He's away now.
Won't be very high.
So.
Has he served it?
Yeah, so 27th place.
Oh, dear me. Not really fair after just missing one braking point, is it? But
no, it's something they really have got to sort out.
What can you do? You have to look at that iRacing. I'm sorry, but you do really have to look. It's not fair for a driver to make one mistake on the opening lap, end up in 27th place, and really maybe should have just lost a couple of places.
The lead, Sutton, sorry,
yeah,
Andrew.
No, I'm coming to it.
Inside, though, he's like, well, no, I'll get that little cut back. He's not afraid to stick his nose in, is he?
That's allowed number 12, Pete Newman.
Oh,
and
who's this going
Richard Gore all the way around the outside.
That's Nathan Davis.
Nathan Davis, sorry.
Yeah, he's certainly one that won't. What's going on with
Sutton?
Sutton?
He's got damage. He must have damage. He can't steer, Alex, he can't.
Oh, he got a pretty heavy hit, I have to say, from
And that'll be a
Everett.
penalty. That's got to be a penalty for Everett, surely. Considering it, he properly smashed Sutton. He's not going to make it, is he off? Yeah, he's off in Curva Grande. And that's his race run as well. Over and out for the British Touring Car Champion.
Good for the CQR as well, either, you know, there's an opportunity to score some really, really good points. This one as well, we see another one just getting a bit sideways. To the chicane.
Oh yeah, it was just a bit of a botched cutback by Everett, it looked like. No real space to get that one done. And that's caused Sutton to retire. And Kip Stevens is actually in a good position in 6th place, behind George Simmons. But in the lead at the moment is Nathan Davis, and good use of that 3rd place grid position. Good opening lap, and Davis is one, Alex, if he can just keep it together, then he's going to score a lot of points here.
Yeah, had a reasonable first race as well. So, yeah.
To finish, I think,
Doing a great
23rd.
job. Actually starting to pull away from Everett. Did Everett get any damage from that? I don't think he did really, did he? So, just one of those unfortunate crashes where you just catch the suspension wrong and cause massive damage.
Aero damage, I think, for Alex Everett. More than anything, here comes George Simmons.
I was about to say, he's got Simmons behind him. He should make fairly light work if he's carrying a bit of aero damage.
A really questionable penalty from Watkins Glen for Simmons, but he's not letting that bother him now.
The lead as well, Pete Newman. Haven't seen Pete in the race for a little while, have we?
No, we've seen it before, of course. Pete Newman. When has he taken a win this season in the BSRTC? I will have a little look at that. Pete Newman, no wins for him this season. He's been on the podium 6 times, but none on the top step.
Didn't quite managed to get by as well there. Everett holds on. What's going on between Hack? No, Hall dropping down the order. Hall missed the chicane as well, and yeah, he's got himself a slowdown penalty. Come out side by side with Chepalewski.
Oh,
nerves him a little wide.
Oh dear, sorry, there was nearly a problem at the back with Martin Front and Josh Thompson nearly crashing through Curva Grande.
Team okay now, which is good.
Yeah, Thompson had a massive slide. He corrected it with the classic front-wheel drive save, but Front not looking too clever around there. And thought we'd give a little bit of airtime to some of the drivers at the back of the field because they're very rarely getting.
Yeah, it was a tiny little bit, I'm afraid, as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that's as Newman goes for it, as we were about to talk about them again. Newman on the inside.
Oh,
blows an
no!
engine into the parabolica. Well, we won't see him on the top step today. But in this one, anyway.
Unbelievable. Maybe the pressure of leading the race. Fortunately.
As you would say, he got himself a bit giddy, didn't he? Going into that braking zone. He's like, oh yeah.
It might well have been. He thought, oh, I'm going for it. I'm going for the lead. And yeah, And that's the man who's been in the last 2 showdowns. He's not in this showdown, so it's not been the best season for Pete. But yeah, and to be honest, he wanted probably just on the grass is Davis. Dear me, is he going to make it? He's going to make it through into the lead via the grass, and now he hits Everett. That's not really a particularly good move. That's Welsh on Welsh violence.
Yeah, Everett's going to get slow down there as well.
That's Welsh on Welsh violence, Alex.
Oh, and in the background as well.
There he goes.
So who was that just spun? That was Hackerson just spun. They were sort of knocking 2 bells off each other there as well.
Stevens up to 4th as well. Everett's getting involved. Oh, now he's pushing Davis along. So this is getting a little bit feisty out there between these 2.
I don't think Davis was too happy about the little move coming off Curva Grande, was he? Where he sort of forced him off the track.
Might not be happy now either. Up the inside goes Everett. Move. But yeah, no, that was it. It was. What's that? That's Laidler.
Side by side with
Balfour, is it?
Balfour, yeah.
That's a good start by Balfour. He was 16th at one point. 16th on the grid. It's up to that's 7th place, I think. Cracking stuff from him. Paul Smith is up in 9th as well, just behind Laidler. Behind them is Harrod. So it's race hub with TQR really. Nose to tail in that mid-pack. Only Pete Newman that's out of the race for them.
Yeah, having a cracker. It's a shame for Pete. Otherwise, they'd have had perhaps finished with 4 in the top 10.
Now, Andrew Whitehead is out, and also Lee Deemer. So yeah, not great meeting for them. Oh, really?
Who's that? Hall and Baxter. They've had some good races this year as well.
Yeah, some good races in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship as well.
One close to McNally.
Simmons locks up into the Rogia. Continues to lead from Alex Everett. Everett thinking about a look into Lesmo 1. He's going to go up the inside. It's not a place to overtake, really. Not with a lunge.
No,
you've got to be alongside.
Yeah, you just tend to come out wide like happened there for Everett, so we just lost a little bit of time there. Allowed Davis right back into the boat.
Did get a decent exit though, Alex Everett. Right in the slipstream with a boosted motorsport car then, the Fanatec driver. Have a look, he comes to the inside. Simmons didn't cover the line enough. Up the inside's going to come Everett. He's not going to need a second invitation. But Simmons around the outside used a better line, Alex, and him to work that time pretty well for him.
Yeah, carried the momentum there, didn't he? Just had the wide line. Balfour using all of the exit runoff as well. Getting himself a 1X. Of course, the drivers have 12. It's 12, isn't it?
Will he get a 1X for that?
Oh, yeah, you get 1X if you go that wide, yeah.
Ah, okay. I thought that was all fair game out there, to be honest.
No. If you go too wide, you do get a 1X.
It doesn't really help you, though, I don't think.
No, I don't.
Like all the way wide, you know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Definitely a bit wide is okay, but here's Simmons again. Now I wonder if he's going to maintain the line. He maintains the middle of the track. Everett going to the outside and soon going to be joined by Davis, who's going to go solid to the inside. And Simmons now finds himself in the middle of a sandwich, a Welsh sandwich. Is he going to become Welsh Rarebit in a minute? I don't know, but we'll see. Good chance they could all be engulfed in a ball of flames with these 3 drivers. We'll see what goes on.
They'll drift to the outside there as well. I think that's just Everett's natural line. Up the inside! Gore trying it. I think he's going to end up losing a place in the end to Hunt. Hunt's on the inside now for first of the Lesmos.
It's all bunching up, isn't it? Balfour's in there, then Laidler, then the other race up cars of Smith and Harrod. That's the top 10 completed, and then it's David Baker in 11th place. And it's still going on between Hunt and Gore through Lesmo 2. Gore's onto the gravel. He's going to get a tow from Stevens. Stevens, really. Contact, here we go. Curtis Saraglio, we've seen that before. And we've seen also massive accidents there in the past, Alex. If you crash there, it becomes a pile-up.
Yeah, fortunately, Balfour and Hunt. Hunt, I don't think, realised that Balfour was already tucked in there as well. Yep. Wasn't enough room to come across. He tried it.
Racing incident there, really. Here we go then, Everett versus Simmons once again. Simmons is just going to be patient. So is Davis into the Parabolica. They know that Parabolica, Alex, really isn't always the right place to overtake on this no chicane layout anyway, because you've got such that long run through Curva Grande.
Yeah, I know. Not if you're not if it's not the final lap. If it's final lap, then go for it. But as we've got 2 to go, no point.
Simmons, here comes
overtaken down the
Davies.
straight.
Davies to the white line and further. Right to the limits of this Monza circuit is Nathan Davies into Curva Grande. Good commitment from Simmons all the way around the outside. And his car is yellow, Alex. I was on about Welsh Rare bit. It looks like it's almost like a bit of burnt cheese, but let's hope he doesn't end up in a firebolt.
Oh, who's that under braking? That was Kip Stevens, wasn't it? Out of shape. Holds onto it. Bun
Kip's
also
looking quick
getting
out
by Bun and Paul Smith having a battle. They've exchanged place. Someone wide in a Youth Energy car. And with, what, 3 wide going back there? Yeah.
Oh, and that's Foggy, number 43. Oh, and it's going to be 3 wide now. 150 is Jamie Fluke.
Baxter's there as well, so he obviously needs to be careful for his title.
Delian Chepelewski just behind him, and then behind them is Ross McFarlane. R20, and then it's Walensky and Hall. So great drivers there. And Wojciech Svidovic.
He's moved forward at all, has he? He's just sort of stayed put. He's not put his car, not risked anything, has he?
Coming under pressure from John Roberts, but I don't think Wojciech's going to care actually at this point.
No,
drops a couple of places, so be it.
Yeah, it just looks like he's trying to do his thing, make sure he scores points and not risk anything there.
Trying to get a good reverse grid, I reckon.
That's it, yeah.
Everett versus Simmons, they're not bothered about the reverse grid, they're bothered about the win.
And I'll tell you, it's because of the reverse grid, this is why we see these different drivers going for it. You know, it's good to see Everett and Davis and Kip up there as well. You know,
still
with a chance to win a race. Final lap then.
Kip's still not out of it, and neither are Gore and neither are Balfour. Final lap of the race, and yeah, lap 8, top 8 separated by just 2 seconds out there. In fact, you have to go down to 26th place before the gap to the leader is over 10 seconds. Unbelievable stuff. 25 drivers covered by the time it takes Usain Bolt to run a 100-metre race. Oh, Simmons bounces over the curb. He crashed into Everett, but it's only a slight knock. Oh, and Davis cuts off Stevens. Still side by side. This is the final lap. It's all at stake here for these two. Oh, they're very, very close. They're nudging each other going into Lesmo 2. They're nudging each other on the way out of Lesmo 2. And now the question means, Alex, the question is, rather, does Nathan Davis have any space? Because they're too wide in front of him. It's going to be very difficult for him to forge a path.
That's it. He's the one with all the momentum, isn't he, behind with the slipstream there? But yeah, you're right.
Everett, that's the commitment you want.
Davis and Stevens, sorry.
Stevens went for that properly, didn't he, into Ascari. Didn't quite work, and it's George Simmons on the outside, Nathan Davis on the inside. Boosted Motorsport versus Fanatec, Wales versus England. Josh Simmons do? What can Alex Everett do? It's going to be very close here. Parabolica, the final time. It's going to be the run to the line. It's going to be a photo finish, surely. It's going to be so interesting. Who's going to get to the line? It's surely going to be Everett. Oh, he's nudging him. Oh, there's contact at the finish. Is it going to be Simmons? It is.
Wow, what's your call on that one?
That's a tough one. It's a tough one, I tell you. Oh,
we'll have a little look at that back.
Finish.
I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll do reverse grid and we'll try and have a look at it back and see if we can't get a better angle of that one. So
what I'm gonna say on that one is I reckon that it's a little naughty, but I think it's touring car racing. On the final, I don't know what you're gonna. It's tough, isn't it? Final lap. What can you? I don't think he should. I don't think they should be driving into each other on the run to the line. But again, it's the final. It's the final lap, isn't it?
The fastest line there to the start-finish line is the nice and tight one as well. So they're not even going for the nice tight line, you know. So that's one thing that needs to be taken into consideration there.
It was a brilliant race, but I've got a feeling that it won't be the last we hear of about that one. Let's take you through the finishing order then for round 113, second round of the evening. George Simmons takes the win then by just under half a tenth over Alex Everett. It was a great battle between those two. We'll see again what the stewards make of all that. Nathan Davis in third with Kip Stevens in fourth, Richard Gore in fifth, sixth for Ross Balfour, and seventh is Daniel Hunt. Eighth place for Pete Harrod, and then ninth David Baker, 10th Dan Kraft. The Race Hub and the CQRS line boys moving through the field quite nicely. Rusty Lather in 11th, Paul Smith in 12th, then Matt Bunn started 13th, and that's where he finished. Jamie Fluke in 14th, Sven Glatzel picks up P15, 16th for Stephen Baxter, 17th for Nico Foggy, and then Stelin Chepelevsky in 18th. Ross McFarlane 19th and 20th for Adam McNally, 21st for Alex Smolensky, and 22nd for Maciek Sakovic. John Roberts 24th and 25th was Michael Hall, 26th Jake Blackhall, and then Ben Hackerson 27th, Colin Cunniff in 28th place. Scott Malcolm 29th, Cunniff incidentally gained 18 spots. Michael Blake 30th, Laura Bond 31st, Stuart Atkinson gained another 18 spots from 50th on the grid, Max Wright 33rd, Mike Woodhouse 34th, 35th. Excuse me, was Brian Holmes. Austin Helgeson was in 36th, with Dave Crozier in 37th, Jamie Ayres 38th, 39th, Roy Ververke, Lon Murray 40th, 41st, Dennis Melcher 42nd, Josh Thompson, Martin Front was 43rd, Cesare Rizzo was 44th, Rob Graham 45th, 46th for Miguel Freitas. And we only lost 4 cars there, great attritional, great low attritional number really. Pete Newman 5 laps down, Ash Sutton 6, and Whitehead and Andrew Whitehead and Lee Deemer out on the first lap, Alex.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for there. Well, Whitehead wasn't first lap, was he? He was about, what,
Second lap.
3, 2? Yeah, okay.
7 laps down, it says. That's
There you go.
pretty early, nonetheless. All right, mate. Well, I'll tell you what. Again, only like 27 drivers within 10 seconds of the lead.
Crazy.
So, you know, what are you going to say about that? But, yeah, who's going to be on pole? It's a
Yes.
full. We're reverse 46.
Right, let's give it a spin, and yeah. 26 last time, smallest we've had in a little while. Gonna get completely the opposite. Do you know what? We're gonna get the same tiny little grid once again. 26.
Jake Blackwell is going to be absolutely ecstatic with that, and Michael Hall is going to be alongside him. John Roberts third, Wojciech Svidovic fourth, and Maciek Sakovic in fifth. So John's back here on Apex Racing TV and on Facebook Live when we return in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Showdown. It's going to be a cracker. We've got 2 left tonight.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
On the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Monza and race 3 of the evening. The BSRTC, Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson bringing you all the action from the Showdown. And we're down to the grid. Jake Blackhall on pole, Michael Hall in second, John Roberts third, Wojciech Svidovic fourth. Fifth is Maciek Sakovic, then it's Alex Malinsky in sixth, Adam McNally seventh, Ross McFarlane eighth, Stelin Chepelewski ninth, and Nicole Foggy in 10th. Alex, a quick word from you, 20 seconds to go. Who's your money on for this one?
Oh, can I stay on the fence on this one? I'm really not sure. I have to say I think Roger's in a really strong place with this one. So yeah, that's where my money is.
I think you're right, but you never know. Michael Hall, Jake Blackhall, race winners in the series. John Roberts, am champion as well. Here we go. Green light is on once again at Monza. Decent start from the front row. Sitters. Roberts in third. In fact, it's a very even start from the first five. It's a poor one by Maciek Sakovic. He's dropping way back. That's a terrible start for the Polish driver. And already a pack of five, 2x2, Hall and Blackhall. Roberts and Svidovic going into Curva Grande for the first time. And there's some sliding going on. You can see the rear of the car trying to break away. And Alex, that's pretty scary. They're doing over 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, a little bit of contact further back. I think we've lost Dima and Murray. Yeah, those two, fortunately, went into Curva Grande, but didn't come out of it.
Oh dear. Well, that was a bit like the whole Mazda field, wasn't it? And the on Tuesday night, there were about 7 or 8 cars buried in the gravel trap on the outside of that famous Curva Grande. And leading then at the moment is Michael Hall, the Club 73 touring car champion, former Champions of the Future champion as well. Sorry.
I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, Jake Blackhall is actually, while he's in the Asher Racing livery, does he not run for
He's race sub with CQR, isn't he?
Yeah, race hub, that's it. Yeah, so CQR with 2 cars at the front.
He's race hub, so
yeah,
it's he's in with Paul Smith, Pete Harrod and co. It's good for them to get a driver of Jake's experience done now. He's done quite a lot of races in this car, and he's I suppose he's becoming a veteran of the series. Really, is Jake?
Yeah, he is.
Started back, I think, in 2015.
Asher Racing do some nice stuff as well. I'm not opposed to promoting some people, but if you haven't seen them, go check out their website, because yeah, some pretty cool sim racing toys.
Oh yeah, that's it. All right, my price range, but that's not saying much, is it? Really? As and now speaking of out of range, I think. Blackhall
out of range.
Gravel, and. Well, you spoke too soon on that one, I think. Oh no! Smolenski's lost it. And that's broken. Has that broken suspension? Oh, Blackhall into Chepelewski. I wonder if the suspension's broken for the Australian.
Well, I think he was just a passenger, to be honest. There's nothing he could do there. Now that could be Stelin out.
Okay. Sorry, there's 3 wide nearly. Yeah, Chepelewski. Oh no, he's still.
Yeah,
honest,
it's whether he got hit
lost a few
hard,
positions.
though. It's
might be a meatball.
Yeah, it's whether it's a meatball or not. So could be big time damage.
Coming up to Smolenski again. I mean, completely accidental for Alex. I mean, he didn't. He just lost the car, didn't he? Doing battle.
Yeah, with
Blackhall.
With Blackhall as he come back on from that, and then there was just that contact, and Blackhall was then a passenger. There was nothing he could do there. He was on the grass, couldn't get the car stopped.
Elian's still looking quick out there, so it doesn't look like it's affecting him too much. But again, it's not about that. It's about whether iRacing deems that he's got too much damage and it's going to be, potentially dangerous for him to carry on. But we'll see what happens. He'll be in 2 laps' time if it is.
Yeah, I mean, he closed the gap a little bit that last race as well to. Wojciech. It went to 88 points, it's back down to 79, so he needed a good race here, he needed to beat him, and I think that opportunity's one of begging, because Wojciech right at the front, battling Michael Hall now.
Straight line speed for the Apex Racing car. DQR car of Hall on the inside, and then you've got the Fanatec car of Sven Glatzel, and he's always good in these reverse grid races. So very quick in the non-reverse grid races as well. Not a great line by Hall. Svidovic can go to the inside. Hall defends hard, and there's a bit of contact actually as Hall moves across. Maybe a touch late, Alex, but he's got to defend his position. He's in the lead. He needs a strong race.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he definitely does. I don't know. Again, I don't think it was a reactive move. I think he moved. That was all his plan to move over there. So, which it was very quick to move over to the right. So, but only one move as well. So, I think, Michael, he's pretty fair when it comes to his defending. Just has that habit of putting the car in just the most awkward place you don't want it to be in.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Hall, like I say, is tough to get by. Know this from experience as well.
And Roberts trying to line up Jamie Fluke for 4th place here, I think. I think Fluke's just worked his way up there. Kelly, you're right, does seem to be holding on. I am, obviously, from 2 points of view, a little bit concerned.
He might come into the pits, though, Alex. This is the thing. He still might have a meatball. So he will be in if he does in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, it's whether or not it's too much damage or not, you know?
Yep. Here comes Glatzel then. Look at him ducking and diving. And both cars, look at that, that's a great shot as they come across 3 wide now. This is going to be brave in Curva Grande. I don't think you want to be on the inside for Curva Grande because it's such a fast corner, you need a tiny bit of space. Glatzel making that look fairly easy, to be honest. Beautifully done. Now he needs to defend the inside into the road. Oh, he's looked like he was blocking a bit late. Hall thinking of blocking anyway. Oh, Hall's got a fantastic Rogier. He's going to sneak up on Glatzel. He's going to get past him surely into Lesmo 1. Oh, and Glatzel, he tried to pinch Hall down to the apex, and you know what? It just about works, but not without getting a little bit of damage to the rear of that Fanatec car. But yeah,
so careful with those, haven't you? That can turn very, very quickly into a quarter panel as well. So you risk everything to do that. But
good work.
Yeah, it paid off.
Good work by Sven using that camber on the outside of Lesmo 1 to his effect and really able to carry the speed through there. Brilliant work. And at the moment, Sven Glatzel then leading the way. Michael Hall second for CQRS line. And in third is Wojciech Svidovic, reigning champion. A 2-time champion already. Could be the first 3-time champion in BSRTC history. And I'll tell you what, this meeting has done him no harm at all so far. Now he's trying to go round the outside of Michael Hall in the parabolica, and if he makes this one stick, Alex, well, this would be an excellent move by Wojciech.
Definitely got the run. It depends what Glatzel does with the Fanatec car. Where does he move? Oh, he does move over, but it was a little bit too late for Hall, and Wojciech just nipped straight in, didn't he, to make sure he had that draft. Here comes Hall back though. All
Hall needs to do though, Alex, is really stay with this tandem, and he's doing more than stay with. Look at the straight line speed in that CQR car. Svidovic all the way to the outside, nearly into the grass at the Curva Grande, into the dirt and the gravel and the marbles that have been kicked up by a few cars going off throughout the meeting. Of course, the track conditions get carried over from the 2 races we've already had tonight.
Interestingly, Fluke's made it back to this front pack as well. He's now 1 second behind, so
he's
this 3-car battle with 4 laps to go is going to turn into a 5 or 6 car battle. Yeah, 6 guys there. Adam McNally leads the second pack now in 7th.
Well, Jamie Fluke's bringing the Northern Lights racing cars with him. Ross McFarlane, Nicole Foggy, 2 very quick drivers, rookies in the series. And they've proved that they belong, and hopefully they'll be here for a very long time. Adam McNally, as he said, in 7th place. Who's had, I have to say, Alex, since he's come back to the series, McNally's looked like a completely different driver.
Yep, yeah, very, very quick since he's come back. Just want to talk about the Northern Lights guy.
He's gone off. That's
typical.
He's messed up a Scary just as I was talking. He must have heard me.
Okay, he's still there. So just talk about the Northern Lights guy as well. McFarlane closes in on Ververke for 2nd place. Has closed in a little bit over the course of the night on Baxter as well. You have to feel if he can get it under that 100-point barrier in the next couple of races, then I feel like this championship is going to be so close.
Baxter having a good run actually in 10th place. So in fact it might be 11th now, but he's well in the mix for the top 7. He has dropped down to 11, Stephen Baxter, but I don't think he's going to worry about that too much. Oh, the 3 wide in front of him, Kraft and Roberts, and here comes Baker, and they're trying to have a little dabble, see whether they can get through. What an interesting pack that is. And that's Pete Harrod behind, actually, 13th place.
Yeah, Baker.
Oh, Chepelewski, who looks like he escaped.
Yeah, I think he's got away with that one. He'd have been in, wouldn't he, by now?
He escaped the meatball marinara, and he's on the way to a nice, tasty Italian BMT. Maybe, who knows? We're not sponsored by Subway. We're just fat. It's the only thing. As down through the Lesbos go Kraft, McNally,
Side by side at the front again.
Oh, is it? Oh, best go there then. Glatzler to Vidovic with a nice line through the first part of Ascari. Oh, he had to get on the brakes in the middle of it. As Glatzel covered it off perfectly, just about hung on with the right line through Ascari.
All got a good run
Car
again.
battle. Now Michael Holdo, Alex, he's got to look in his mirrors as well, because before he was just concentrating on the 2 drivers in front. Here comes Jamie Fluke. He's up the inside of the Parabolica. Is there any contact there? Maybe a slight amount. Good solid racing here.
Problem for Fluke now is he needs some sort of draft ahead, otherwise Hall's just going to steam right back past.
But here come the Northern Lights racing cars.
Yeah, there's none available, so it's just a drag race down the straight.
No, drag race for everybody. It's the longest straightaway section I think that we have on the calendar, maybe apart from Dottingerhoa, Alex.
Yeah, I think you're probably right when they take that out there.
It's not far off Dottingerhoa length, actually, I must admit.
I would think, yeah.
It's not much further, I think, at pretty much full throttle for the Curva della Roggia. I mean, I know there's a slight braking area in the Curva Grande, but I think you can take it flat, Alex, possibly when you've got the tyres up to temperature. I'm not 100% sure on that one though.
It looks like they're having a bit of a break there, so I'm not sure.
I wouldn't like to put any money on it.
All back past Fluke. Glatzel still right on the tail. What's going on with that second pack? It's dropped back quite a way. 5.5 seconds now. McNally is sat behind Kraft, who now has 7th place. Delian's still there. Baxter in 10th place, so good position for the YAM leader once again. He's just in front of Baker.
Oh yeah, they're having a big lift actually through there, so a big lift and maybe a dab of the brakes, so yeah, my fault on that one.
This second pack is insane. Look where this second pack goes down to.
The one starting with Dan Kraft.
Yeah, 37th. That's the last car of that pack.
Oh! You know what, it goes further than that. Well, it did do, but Colin Cuniff's had a crash and I think he's damaged the car. So I think it did go down further than that, but Cuniff with a lot of damage, I think slowing up the rest of that pack. Goodness me. Yeah, Max Wright I'm just about to say that Max Wright's the last car of that pack that starts in 7th and goes down to 37th. Unbelievable. And for the lead of that pack is McNally and Kraft, who once again are side by side. And behind them is Chepelewski and Baxter, who are really trying to survive, I think, out there more than anything, especially Baxter, I think, in terms of the AM category. Chepelewski, of course, hanging on for dear life in the Pro Showdown, and McNally struggling to contain the Kia Optima through Curva Grande. Very nearly succumbing to Stallion Chepelewski, and the battle this is into the Curva della Roggia. McNally around the outside of Chepelewski again. That's a nice piece of driving from the Youth Energy car. Dan Hunt goes across the Roggia and there's a crash, and it's Simmons and it's
Sakovic as well.
I think it's Sakovic, yeah.
And while you were looking at that, Wojciech went round the outside of Glatzel through Lesmo 1 to retake the lead. Luke is up to 3rd.
Simmons and Sakovic have recovered, by the way, to the track. Here comes Glatzel again. He's trying to... is he going to go around the outside of Svidovic into Ascari? He is, wow! And he's got the inside for the second part. Is he going to try around the outside? Of course he is, and why not? Brilliant from Sven Glatzel. That is absolutely outstanding. I'm not even sure I've ever seen that.
No, I don't think I have. Got the momentum as well now, hasn't he? So
I mean, I think I've seen around the outside at Ascari before, but not when you're side by side. Oh, it's Svidovic having a look up the inside. That was what Everett did to Sutton. But Wojciech did while Alex Everett didn't. And he backed out of it. He didn't want to turn Glatzel round because he knows that could be a penalty. And he's had penalties, and it could be a disqualification. He's had penalties like that before with Kip Stevens at Mosport. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that. And that was the checkered flag, Woody. You were miles away there.
I didn't have the... What was the checkered flag? It was when Glatzel wins around 114. Dear me. It was a fantastic race anyway. I don't care that I missed the finish. Let him go round again.
Yeah. I mean, that move all the more special because it was on the last lap. I mean, it was pretty special from Wojciech to get around the outside of Lesmo 1, but then to hold that around the outside of Ascari, so he had the inside. And the thing is, he had the much better run, didn't he, through the exit of Ascari to Glatzel, and was able to carry that momentum. And yeah, good job from him through Parabolica, and nice fair driving actually from Wojciech, because he could have just nudged him a little bit there, couldn't he?
Nudged him off though, like I said, that could have been 80, 90 points lost. He'd have got, because the stewards would have had him for it.
Yeah.
Just because that's the rule, isn't it? If he'd have punted another driver off, damaged the car, and cost Sven Glatzel the win, it would have been had up in front of the stewards. I will say 2 moves this season that have really, really impressed me. The other was Riccardo Castellitto at Suzuka on the first lap when he went through the middle of 2 cars into the hairpin. But when you consider that that's A, that's for the lead of the race, B, that's the final lap, and C, it's Wojciech Svidovic, well, I don't think that can be beaten in terms of move of the season. That's out there on its own, I think.
Fantastic move.
Brilliant stuff. You know what?
You.
I will say that's probably one of the best moves I've ever seen in sim racing. I'm just going to come out and say it. I thought it was
clean and fair as well, wasn't it? That's always the best ones.
Outstanding. Absolutely no contact between the two of them. Brilliant driving, and just a wonderful advert for our series. Right. And Sven Glatzel then, without further ado, wins the race. You wouldn't have noticed that because I didn't call it. 0.1 seconds ahead of Wojciech Svidovic. Brilliant final lap. And Jamie Fluke in 3rd, Michael Hall 4th, Ross McFarlane 5th, and 6th was Nico Foggy. That first pack was covered by 1.6 seconds. You think that's close? Well, hold my beer, as they say. Daniel Kraft in 7th, Stephen Baxter 8th. They started just an absolute train which went down pretty much all the way to 33rd place, covered by just 14 seconds. Dan Kraft in Kraft, Baxter, McNally, Chepalevsky, Baker in 11th, then Bunn, Harrod, Smith, Roberts, and Everett in 16th place, then Hunt, Laidler, Thompson, Gore, Blackhall, Atkinson, Balfour, Davis, and Laura Bond was 25th, and Kip Stevens 26th, Brian Holmes 27th, Jamie Ayres 28th, George Simmons in 29th and 30th, Ben Hackerson, and Michael Blake, Pete Newman, Mark Woodhouse, and Max Wright. That's where that group stopped. So 15 seconds between 7th position and 34th place. Unbelievable driving, and what an unbelievable series we have. Rob Graham in 35th, 36th is Colin Cunniff. Dave Crozier started and finished 37th. Andrew Whitehead gained some nice places up to 38th. Scott Malcolm 39th, 40th Roy Verke, 41st for Miguel Freitas. Martin Front 42nd, Cesare Rizzo in 43rd. Last car on the lead lap, and then Alex Smolensky, Ash Sutton and Maciek Sakovic were 1 lap down. Dennis Melchert 47th. Thorstein Helgeson 48th, 49th Lord Murray, and 50th Lee Deemer. And Alex, I think it's worth having another look at that final lap after we get the reverse grid. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's see if we can get it back.
Get the grid. We'll get the wheel done, I think, first as well. So who's going to be on pole? Well, if it is a fault, it will be Maciek Sakovic in 46th place.
We go then. Final time of the night. Where are we going to get? It's not going to be 26 again, but it does look pretty small. Unless it clicks over to the 4, but I don't think it will. No, it's not going to 28th place. It is.
So another reverse grid inside the 30s, and the honours go to Jamie Ayres this time then. And he'll be starting alongside Brian Holmes on the front row, with Kip Stevens and Laura Bond on row 2, Nathan Davis and Ross Balfour on row 3. Alex, over to you.
Yeah, let's see if we can get it back far enough to... Right. So we've still got a lap to go back. And right, this should be it, he says. Let's jump on board the Glatzel. We're on board, so we're heading up towards the Ascari then. But he got a good run out of Lesmo too. Tucked in as absolute long as he could possibly do it. And then just late on the brakes, just trying to get around the outside. Just nicked his nose, didn't he? Just got his nose there, and I have to say, Wojciech very good, recognised that, didn't drift, didn't push out too wide or anything, force him off the track. And that was his line compromise as well. That's what made it so good for Glatzel. He was able to just take the normal speed coming out of there, carried all that momentum, and then through Parabolica. Let's have a look. Wojciech tries to, just cut back up the inside, but yeah, like you say, he pulls out when he sees that Glatzel has actually nailed the apex. 'Cause it's so easy to run wide. I mean, the battle behind was pretty epic between Hall and the two Northern Lights cars as well.
It was very close between Hall and McFarlane, wasn't it, over the line? That was just 7,000ths of a second. But you're right. I mean, Glatzel, he did go in a bit deep to the corner, but of course he was going to, because it was the last corner of the race. He's going to be pushing hard on the brakes. One thing I think he did, which is a bit underrated, is if you look at the position of his car as he's heading into Parabolica, there's sort of three seams down the circuit where the tarmac joins together, and he's kind of in that third lane, if you would imagine it as a running track. Then what he does, just to get that little bit of extra angle, is he moves over and he's pretty much in the second lane as he turns into the corner, and that just opens up Parabolica just that little bit extra, so that basically he didn't run he didn't run more than a car's width off the inside, which would have given Svidovic the perfect opportunity. But Wojciech, that was very gentlemanly of him, and the right thing in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. He saw his rival obviously get knocked further down, which was Stellion in this race as well. They might be teammates, but they still both want to win the championship. Baker obviously up to third. He's having another sort of steady meeting again today.
Stellion's never won the championship, of course, and that's eating at him a little bit. But
I think this one could come down to who gets the DNF. I get the feeling one of them is going to get one, and that's going to kind of determine it at this point. So, but Baker's not out of it yet. If each of them get one, then Baker's right back in this championship as well.
I think there has to be DNFs for. I think everybody is probably going to get one DNF between now and then. I really do think. I really do think that. But what a fantastic race. That was up there with some of the ones we had in 2015, which are still some of my favourite races in this historic circuit, the Cathedral of Speed itself. Okay, so we'll be back for the fourth race of the evening then tonight, the final round in the action in the BSRTC Showdown this Thursday evening, and myself and Alex are really looking forward to that, and you can join us for it on the other side of the commercial break.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Join us on the grid then for the final race of the evening in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Race 4 of 4, another 8 laps around the Cathedral of Speed. Andrew Woodhouse here with Alex Simpson, and Jamie Ayres has got maybe the unenviable task, I don't know, of starting on pole position. Normally, Alex, pole position at Monza with the first chicane is pretty beneficial, but here, with the long run to the Curva della Roggia, I'm not so sure.
No, I'm not so sure either. I think your best place is third, isn't it? If I'm honest.
It will be. We get
nail the start, yeah.
Double slipstream in action. We're going to find out now how it's going to go. Ayres, Holmes, Stevens, Bond, and Davies are the top 5. Red lights are on here at Monza. Green light is on. We're away. Fantastic start by Ayres, actually. Ahead of Brian Holmes, who didn't make the best getaway. Kip Stevens is being passed by Nathan Davies, who's up the middle of the 2 Pro Sim cars, Stevens and Bond. Davies is now having a look on Holmes as well into Curva Grande. Is the Welshman going to go up the inside? He's going to try. Is he going to keep control of the car? Side by side, is there something going on at the back?
Yeah, I saw someone just for a moment there go onto the grass. I think they got away with it, I'm not sure. No, they certainly didn't. There's a few people. Thompson out. I'm pretty sure it was his Fanatec car that I saw darting for the grass on the inside. Let's wind it back, have a quick look, and then we'll catch back up with the action. Have a look. On into turn 1. Pretty sure it was him. I got hit. Wasn't anything to do with Josh's fault. Got hit. Oh, I took out another Fanatec car as well. That was Alex Everett. So, and it was Dan Hunt who hit him. So all 3 cars involved in it just wiped out just like that.
There you go. Dan Hunt and Josh Thompson. I think they've had maybe run-ins on the track before. We'll see again what the stewards make of that one. So Jamie Ayres leads, and it's a fantastic start by him, the Welsh driver, and ahead of now what is Nathan Davies, and then it's Brian Holmes, Kip Stevens, and Ross Balfour as the top 5. Now Ross Balfour's been quick all meeting, Alex. He might sniff a win here.
Yeah, I think he's got a good opportunity here, hasn't he? He's come back. He's shown the same sort of performance and pace that he had before. They're right on Kip Stevens' tail now.
I can't remember if Balfour's won a race in the series before,
but I'm sure he has. Yeah, I'm sure he has.
But even if he hasn't, it's a good opportunity to get one. Atkinson going to battle with Gore. It's just 8th and 9th positions. Gore's going to look on the inside in Curva Grande. Somebody's very wide. I think it's Stevens. That long way around Curva Grande into the dirty stuff. They're side by side at the front now. Ayres and Davies. Davies having a look all the way around the outside of the Roggia. That's good work by him. It's also good work by Ayres to try and get the cut back around the outside. Well, not the cut back, but a longer line around the outside. Nathan Davies is up into the lead, is he? Or is it going to be Ayres? It's still Jamie Ayres, you know. Wales versus Wales. And round the outside, well done to him. Absolutely brilliant. And that was a really nice piece of driving as well, Alex, because he knew that Davies was going to brake late on that outside line. He gave him that outside and compromised Davies' exit enough. Here through Ascari again, we're side by side once more.
Yeah, I'm just watching this, really. That's all I can really say here. I mean, oh god, I thought we were going 4 wide for a moment.
On the grass. I think Balfour might have nudged him. Oh, it's going to be 4 wide. Balfour's going for it.
There's no room.
4 wide.
He wanted to, but there's no room.
Oh, Davies turns across Ayres and he nearly crashes. And it's bunched everyone up. Look at this front 10. Everyone's bunched up. Jamie Ayres still leads as it comes to the strike then. Just leads by a fraction over Ross Balfour. Then it's Holmes, then it's Stevens. Stevens is now ahead of Holmes. Right in the draft. Look at Ross Balfour, Alex. He's going for the inside.
Well, we said Balfour had a chance. And to the lead he goes.
Indeed. The lead indeed. Ross Balfour. And then it's Ayres, Stevens, Holmes. And then it's Blackhall in 5th. So good start by Jake, up 3 positions. Curva della Roggia, then everyone's fairly well behaved. Stuart Atkinson's the man at the back of this field. And we've got Richard Gore making his way through. He's going to have a look on Blackhall. He's past Bond. And that's Davies, who's made a bit of an error. And Davies is slow. And that puts actually Blackhall into the apex car of Davies. And that's Laidler up the inside on Gore, making a bit of contact. And that's actually split the pack, Alex. They're 3 wide now.
Yeah, just a small touch, wasn't it? But it was enough to get Gore massively sideways.
Oh, they've all got to hold their line here, Alex. Oh, and Gore, that's clever driving. Eases off a little bit. Oh, gets nerfed by Bond. I think Bond hit Laidler at the same time. But these 3 are now completely out of the running. And Atkinson as well, that's sort of kiboshed him. Here comes that second pack, actually. Stelian Chepelevsky's now there, and he's pushing Laura Bond. He's trying to get away through, and also number 16, Paul Smith, our colleague, having a little look as well.
That was a case of live to fight another day for Gore, wasn't it? There, pulled out of that and did exactly that.
It wasn't
touch with Laidler. I mean, some people would say just, you know, got to go for it there, but that big kick's driving.
I'm going to say that was a tiny bit silly. And those guys to get so involved with each other that they lost that front pack now.
Yeah, it was totally.
They've lost 2 or 3 seconds here on that one lap. Now it's Balfour who's got a 1.5 second lead, and then it's Ayres, then it's Holmes, Stevens, and Davis, and that's pretty much all the people with the chance for the win. And Blackhall actually still there.
Yeah, Blackhall right there as well. And these guys are still battling on the front as well. So I think Laidler, what is he? He's 1.5 seconds back, so he's right on the edge of getting the draft. Now, if Richard works with Laidler just for this lap, maybe gives him a push or so up the straight, we might
have a chance.
Yeah, they might get back into this front pack.
Jamie Ayres is hoping that Ross Balfour's hoping that Brian Holmes and Jamie Ayres come to blows here. I think Holmes has got the right tactic, isn't he? He's pushing Ayres down the straight, getting the bump draft, see if he can get back to Ross Balfour. The win is all these guys are interested in. They're not in with a chance of the showdown.
Yeah, exactly.
At least the pro showdown anyway. I just have a quick look just to see whether Ayres is...
No, he's not. It's all about the race win, so go for it. You know, you have to.
Ayres finished in 15th place actually in the AM category. Yeah, the victory is all that matters here.
Although I think Balfour's away now. These guys are side by side again, not helping each other.
1.4. I don't think they're going to be able to get any slipstream at all here.
No, and actually the pack behind has had another little battle that lap. So instead of helping each other, they decided to race each other again. They're 2 seconds back now. Oh, up the inside again onto the grass. Goes, I think it was Kip Stevens, managed to hold it. Still trying to hold it now.
Blackhall's through. Yeah, he is. Check around the outside, nice move. Davies trying to get in on Ayres there. Ayres doesn't know he's there. Davies putting his car in a bit of an odd place. Following Ayres onto the grass, and he's going to hit him. Strange driving. Oh, speaking of strange driving, Balfour's off. That's not going to help.
Still that 1.5 gap, so good at the minute, I think. Coming down though, so it just goes to show that Holmes has still got that draft in the slipstream. He's still gaining a few Ks even from this far back. So
things we know Holmes is quick anyway, though, mate. He might just be. Well, I don't think he is quicker than Balfour around here, though. But I think
it was just on the straight, though. You know, it was just
a slipstream.
Yeah, I think it was just a slipstream.
Crazy how you get it from that far back, isn't it? Really be getting any from that far away, you wouldn't think.
Yeah, you barely get any at 4/10 back on the F1 car that produces the biggest aerodynamic wake on the
Yeah, it's a bit left, isn't it? Let's be honest. The Mazda that's got a roll cage in it where air goes through it as well has the biggest slipstream effect that you've ever seen. So take that with a pinch of salt.
Well, there's a good battle going on further back. This is between Baker and Wojciech Swidovic. So almost banging panels there for a moment.
Old rivals here. Far back as season 6, maybe further back actually.
If having a look at Hall and Atkinson as well.
They're not completely off the back of this
Bit
group, are they?
No,
It's Hall. It's Baker and Vidovic. I think they're trying to work together here. Maybe to catch that pack because they know there's positions up for grabs.
I'm not so sure. There's Wojciech darts out there.
I think he's trying to push Baker along though. I really do.
Well, to be fair, they're already on the back of that concertina effect for that second pack.
There'll be
huge.
shouts of collusion and all sorts going on, dear me.
And ahead of this now is Polewski.
Yes,
He's ahead of it. Gore actually has scampered away again, so he's 1.3 seconds behind Kip Stevens, so he may just tag back onto that lead pack again. So
Holmes is well within the draft now.
9/10 now, so really starting to close back in.
And he'll gain about half of that just on this one straight, I would reckon. Let's have a look at see how Brian Holmes closes in. Should we go on board? In fact, take us through a lap, mate. Why not? Not done that tonight.
Yeah, I can do that.
A bit late in the day for us to do it, but why not?
Yeah, here's your track guide then. So, all important. Getting a good exit from Parabolica. You don't want to run too wide. Car obviously naturally understeers front wheel drive, so just have to time that perfectly. And yeah, all Brian's got to do now is stay right in the wake, and yeah, get a little bit of draft. So what are we looking at the moment?
Getting 2 or 3
live
Ks.
timings. He's only 4-5 kilometers an hour faster. It's not much. He caught 0.3 of a second up actually on that
wow.
straight.
That's quick through there though.
Yeah, it was very good. Gains another 10th just through there. Really committed to that, didn't he? Through Curva Grande. Look for the bridge. Brake all the way down through the gearbox. You want to catch the curb on the left and on the right. Try and straighten off the exit. Poor exit for Balfour actually into the gravel. That's going to cost him a bit of time. Into Lesmo 1. Important to catch the camber. And most cambers available on the inside there. Can run a little wide through here as we've seen him do. Through Lesmo 1 into Lesmo 2. Just hook the tyre on the curb on the right there. And again, get on the power nice and early and run off onto the AstroTurf.
Yeah, or the gravel if you're also helpful.
Yeah. And yeah, heading towards Ascari now. Such a fantastic corner. Obviously high speed, low downforce everyone here. Back end gets a bit lively. Kia's pretty good over the sort of the bumps and the sleeping policeman here. So you can really attack the curbs through Ascari, and does exactly that. But 2 laps to go, so this is the penultimate lap. Half a second is the gap now, so he's closing another 10th and a bit this lap. So good lap from Brian Holmes.
Most of it is Curva Grande. He was absolutely electric through there. That was brilliant.
Fully committed, wasn't he?
Oh, it was amazing. Threw it in. So, and that was a good Parabolica for Balfour though. Gained another 10th back, I think. Have a look. What did he do? So
well.
146.6 for Balfour, 146.3 for Brian Holmes.
3 tenths.
That's the best lap that Balfour's done in the last 3 or 4 laps. So he's picking the pace up. Going to be enough. These two have a lead of 1.2 seconds over Jamie Ayres. I think that battle's done because these two keep fighting. Ayres and Davies just don't. I don't think they've realised at all, really, that they should be. That they could be fighting at the very, very front of the race. If they hadn't been fighting so hard.
Yeah, I think they'll still be delighted with a podium.
So.
With a podium position though, so.
Slow down for Kip Stevens.
On the final lap of the race as well. What a
kick
in the nads.
I think he'll be okay though. Yeah, he's all right. He's not lost a position. So.
Doors behind him a bit closer, so he may have a little run. Oh, what's going on? Nathan Davis and Jamie Ayres once again. Davis off the track.
Bashing paddles.
So he's been watching too much of.
Max Verstappen.
Yeah, he took the words right out of my mouth. It's like, where's the track limits? I don't know.
Yeah, he's not sure. In fact, I think the Red Bull driver's got a different circuit map than everyone else, I think, on the Sunday. But we digress. We're going into the final corner. Brian Holmes, I don't think he should have a stab here. I think he's got to wait. He's got to nail Parabolica. He drifts through Parabolica. That's not going to help him, I don't think. Ross Balfour then back in the series after quite a long hiatus. He's going to come through. He's going to take the final checkered flag of the evening here at Monza. The Northern Irishman will be absolutely ecstatic with this result.
That was close behind for third. I don't know who got that. It was too close for me to call.
It's just the 41 car of Jamie Ayres.
Would have been close on the timing.
Look, as they're still coming across actually further down. A bit more spread out further down, but
Lost quite a few drivers in the end there. I don't really know what happened. Fluke, we lost Fluke. Baxter. We lost Baxter.
Oh,
where was that?
Big one. Foggy as well.
Kraft was in that lot as well, was retired.
How did we miss that entire thing? Oh well.
That must have been a huge crash that we missed.
Yeah, it must have been with all of them together, surely. We also lost Freitas and McNally and Newman, Graham, Malcolm, Woodhouse. Yeah, crazy. Sakovic, Glatzel. A few drivers with massive dents in their championship after that one.
Big time.
And a couple of drivers actually in the pro category that might be out of the running altogether.
Yeah, let's have a look, see who is in that, because
Foggy's in the showdown. Kraft's in the showdown.
yeah, Foggy
problems
is
for them.
currently fifth. I mean, I know he's had one DNF. So Kraft as well. Kraft had recovered from his sort of bad opening week, and that's the second one, so to fourth.
This is why we were on about,
Where's,
Chepelevsky earlier on. It's not turned into a bad meeting for Stellion at all.
McFarlane did move into second place after that last race, and he's gone and probably caught him up a good 50 or 60 points, maybe more, in this one as well. So all of a sudden, that AM Championship just wide open.
Well,
did
Verke
finish?
Down to about 70 points.
Yeah, Roy finished as well, so that is going to be really close now for the AM Championship. So
Roy might have even taken. Well, he wouldn't have taken the lead, but it would have been close.
No, it's McFarlane that's in second anyway.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Verke third, so.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably the major players there, I think. So, yeah.
Big one. Big end to the night, and real problems, like I say, for quite a few drivers out there. Let's take you through the finishing order then. Round 115. The iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Ross Balfour takes the win ahead of Brian Holmes and Jamie Ayres in third. Nathan Davis in fourth and Jake Blackhall in fifth. Kip Stevens P6, Richard Gore 7th, 8th Stellion Chepelevsky, 9th Rusty Laidler and 10th Laura Bond. 11th for Dave Baker. Again, another 11th. I think he's finished 11th 2 or 3 times tonight. Michael Hall in 12th, Paul Smith in 13th, Wojciech Svidovic in 14th, Matt Bunn in 15th, George Simmons in 16th. Then 17th for Ross McFarlane, 18th for John Roberts, 19th Stuart Atkinson and 20th Colin Cunniff. 21st Pete Harrod, 22nd Ben Hackerson, 23rd Michael Blake, Alex Bolensky in 24th, 25th Dave Crozier, 26th Thorstein Helgeson, Martin Front in 27th, 28th for Lee Deemer, 29th Roy Verke, 30th Lorne Murray, Dennis Melcher in 31st. And then the cars 1 lap down or more: Rizzo, Wright, Whitehead, Sakovic, Glatzel, Kraft, McNally, Freitas, Fluke, Foggy, Newman, Baxter, Hunt, Graham, Malcolm, Thompson, Everett and Woodhouse.
Awesome job, mate, there. Filling in nicely for Adam. Points have been updated.
Oh, go on.
So, okay, so 93 points is the gap between Wojciech and Stellion now. But I'll tell you what, third is really exciting for the Pro Championship now. Of course, that is a prize-paying position. So Baker currently sitting that 266 points behind our leader, but only 30 points behind him, or less than 30 points. You've got Hall, Gore, Kraft and Harrod all within striking range of that third place now. So that is, very, very close.
There's 30 points between the four of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they're 60 points behind Baker, so they're a little bit further behind Baker, but between the four of them, it's only 30 points, and that's pretty exciting. And George Simmons, he's going to miss some races, but you see that DNF for Foggy, Alex, he would have been right in fourth place.
Yeah, right in there. Huge.
And Glatzel.
Yep, Glatzel as well, right there as well. So huge implications to that. Now Baxter still leads, but 50 points is the gap at the top of the table there. So McFarlane into second, Verke drops down to third with
What was
today's
it?
meeting, 87 points behind the leader. So
What was-
very, very close. Laura Bond fourth. Roberts moved himself up to fifth. So not going his way this season, but a good enough meeting today.
In 3 spots today, John Roberts.
But yeah, good job.
Just quickly, what was the gap coming into the meeting? Was it about 65 points that Baxter had, was it? Or was it a bit more than that?
No, it was more than that. It was 100 and something. So
100 something.
yeah, so it comes right down. Apex leading from CQR S line, 362 points. Race Hub in third, ProSim fourth. They're still particularly close. There's about 120 points between those two. AM Championship boosted, leading quite a way there. There's nearly 200 points, so a good meeting again from them. Let's just actually check the week's results as well.
I will say though that quite a good week really for not many people retiring really.
Yeah, it was.
In that
good.
last race where there was
Especially
about...
consider it is a slipstream circuit as well. I mean, that must have been a big one that we missed. So
Look at the damn Mazda. I mean, look what happened in that.
yeah.
Anyway,
Wojciech wins the week on 350 points. Balfour 329 in second, so nice little return for Balfour. Good job, well done. Baker in third on 324. So good week for Baker. McFarlane was top of the AMS. Then John
but
Roberts.
look at that, only 2 points behind Baker on the week for McFarlane. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, good. Yeah, very, very good. Laura Bond was third of the AMS. In the teams, you've got Apex with 1,065 points. CQR S line 965, so they dropped 100. But I tell you, a good week for CQR Race Hub, 924. So good job from them. And we saw them a lot in the top 10 tonight.
Nearly matching the so-called A team there. So
Yeah, exactly.
brilliant work.
For the AM teams, boosted on 824 from Northern Lights Racing, 779. So again, they've just extended their lead. So good job from them. And then Automatic Knock Hill, 670 points. So they've slipped back, I'm afraid. McFarlane, probably driver of the day today. Get himself 322 points. Fourth overall as an AM driver, pretty impressive. Puts the pressure on Baker as well. Baxter, sorry.
Yep. It's going to be close. It's all closing in, isn't it? And a few races left, or a few race meetings left. It's all shaping up to be a fantastic night of action. Fantastic finish to the season. I'll speak English properly in a second. Somebody who can speak English properly is Ross Balfour. Hello, mate.
Hello guys, good to see you. It's been a while.
It has been a long time. Welcome to the commentary box, and welcome back to the BSRTC. And you've got a week's points haul of 329. So you're the second most successful driver out there tonight. That must be a good feeling.
Yeah, it was, considering that I just finished work today and I came home and I was like, oh, you know what, I fancy having a go in the Kia, and here I am. So yeah, I'm happy with the result. I wasn't very confident in the car when I was in front by myself. Hadn't done many laps, but I was just about able to hold off Brian in that last race. Other than that, kept things clean. Didn't want to hit people because obviously they had championships to take care of, and I tried to just avoid that. But kept things clean, and yeah, happy enough to take a win. I think it's my biggest points haul ever in the series, so it shows you. I might just need to take 6 months breaks more often.
I think coming back to the series, is it different to what you left it in at the start of the season?
I can see that was probably one of the cleanest races I've done here, by far and away. It helps when you're surrounded by, in most of the races I was surrounded by guys I know can race clean, so it was good, and it helped that I was taking it easy myself, and I didn't have any red mist descend over me, and I just took things calm, and so yeah, I really enjoyed it, which is kind of the main thing, and yeah, I'm happy with the points I got as well. Whether things are different. Some people will never change in this series, I don't think.
Yes.
But all in all, it was really, the standard racing was tremendous tonight, yeah, I must say.
Nice one. Well, tell you what, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight as for your glorious return?
Yeah, thanks to the Northern Lights guys. Thanks to Colin, Martin, and Ross and Nicola. They give me a hand with a setup. I hadn't. I was running like last year's stuff, which is apparently completely different to what's being run at the minute. So they give me a hand, and we're on Team Soup with me tonight. So big thanks to them. They were a big help.
Brilliant. All right, mate. Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and yeah, you'll have to come back and see us soon.
Hopefully I will. Hopefully we'll see about next season. Take it easy,
All
guys.
right, good stuff. Take it easy. Ross Balfour there, good to see him back in the series. Somebody who's been here for quite a few weeks now. Josh Thompson joins us now. Josh, it's been a good couple of weeks, I think, since we've spoken to you here on Apex Racing TV. So, not the finest meeting tonight. Got any insight as to why that was? Just trouble really in the first corners, or what?
No, really. First race, obviously DQ from Q because of a Watkins incident, which I take responsibility for, which was fair enough. So obviously I started the back in that and got shoved wide. Bit of a bad rejoin on my half. Tagged someone, which then put me in the wall, which then the race 1. Race 2, pit lane start, so obviously 40-second, best I could do with a pit lane start. Missed that reverse, so had to come through from 42nd to 19th in race 3, which is the most fun I've had in a long time. Really enjoyed that race, especially coming through with Ash and stuff like that. But then race 4, starting a good position 9th, having Alex Everett around me, so quite a good chance for Fanatec again to score more points after great results in all the other races. Bad start on my half, just didn't release the clutch enough. Going into turn 1, up the inside, and Dan Hunt just swerved right across, hit me once, I held it, hit me again, spammed me across, which then also took Everett out as well.
Oh.
So, and posted it, and he admitted it was deliberate, so.
Dear.
Yeah. At this point, it's like, it doesn't really affect me because I'm not in the championship. If he wants to do that, he can do that, but it don't affect, I'm just here for a bit of fun. Really,
Again,
so.
I mean, obviously, the protest form is there if you need it, but
Yep. Exactly, that's what it's there for. See what
Again,
the stewards think, to be honest.
you know, I hope that's not the case, but again, if he said it is, then who knows? But
Yeah.
you know, it's better people than us have got things wrong like that before.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't say anything these days, to be honest.
Especially after last time.
Well, this is it. But no, Josh, mate, thanks for joining us anyway in the box and giving us the version of events from tonight.
Yeah, no worries, guys. See you in a bit.
Cheers, mate. Josh Thompson there, and that's pretty damning, Alex, isn't it? If that's true.
Mm.
A bit worrying as well if it is. But again, we'll see what happened. I mean, we did get. I know that the drivers got banned for intentional wrecking at the start of the season. So I don't know whether obviously that's true or not. So we need to gather the evidence to the stewards. But I'm hoping that's not the case, really. Again, we don't want to see that sort of thing if it is. But yeah. Anyway, we can ignore all that because you know what? We had a great night.
I'm not really sure reading that. I'm already on the Facebook looking at it. You know, drama's got to do it. Post a meme. And,
you're going to post some memes? Excellent. Well, I'll let you do that. Well, I might as well take that time then. If that's the assessment of the evening, Oliver. No, it's been a great meeting here at Monza tonight. We've really enjoyed covering it. We do hope to have Adam Bath back next time, if he does remember to bring his headset with him. Anyway, that's all we got time for tonight here on the Apex Racing TV channel and the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. From myself, Andrew Woodhouse. And Alex Simpson has provided all the great camera footage as well, which is pretty hard with 50 cars, let's be honest. It's good night from Monza, and we will see you next time.